What you doing, Willie?
I'm canning for the first time and I'm scared.
Today we're doing a deep dive into this cookbook. Stick around to see what we think.
That's good.
It's got a different texture than I've ever had in a plant-based brownie.
I like it.
No. That's hot.
That's really good.
I do not want this dinner again.
I love the beans.
What's the mystical potato? My glasses are all fogged up. Greetings and welcome to or welcome back to PB with Jay. Here on the channel we focus on all things plant-based goodness, and today we are diving into Gaz Oakley's Plant to Plate. If you have watched this here on the channel before, you know we did a dive into some of his YouTube recipes, but this is his newest cookbook that came out a couple weeks ago now at this point. I actually bought this book because I'm just such a fan of Gaz's stuff, and I particularly love what he's been doing on his YouTube channel recently. And by recently, I mean, it's been a while now, where he's kind of homesteading. He's moved out of the city, he's got this place in the country, and his videos are just kind of so chill and relaxed and meditative. And even if you're not into some of the stuff he is, if you like food, they're very much a love letter to food. And this book is seemingly very much an extension of that. You know, just going through the initial pages, and we're going to go through some recipes in a second, but just let me just kind of like talk about what's fascinating with this book is it feels so homemade, right? It feels like, you know, this is not a book made by a publisher that has hired him to do it. This feels like the book that Gaz wanted to make. And I'll get into like my condensed thoughts on the overall book at the end of the video. But if you are a homesteader or want to be like the kind of person that grows stuff from scratch and makes your own whatever, like this book is probably for you, no matter what. So we'll get into that. But yeah, it's really like a journal and a diary, and he talks about his process, what he does. And what's really fascinating about the book is that it's almost like he's found the foods that work best in his garden, and he's broken down recipes based on those, which makes sense because it's like free food for him, right? So instead of, you know, recipe chapters like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, instead they're broken down by ingredients. So things like pumpkin, strawberry, potatoes, what else? Courgettes, which are zucchinis, tomatoes, beetroot, chilies, onions, apples. I've never seen that in a cookbook before, so that's fascinating. And then he's also just got some really good like short guides into like fermentation, temperatures, brine coverage, fridge lifespan, mold. He covers equipment and all that kind of stuff. But it's fascinating because it's, you know, it's particularly towards the way he likes to cook. So if you're not used to our cookbook reviews, this is what we do. We take about 6 recipes, and how I approach it is I try to see if we can make them whole food plant-based and if they stand up that way. For those of you who say, is that really a fair review for you to modify a recipe and then still give your thoughts on it? I don't know, I guess, probably not. If that's how you feel, this is a good place to stop watching the video, because this is how we roll here. This is how we eat. So for us, it's important to know if the recipes work that way. That's what you get here at PB with Jay. We do a little tiered ranking system. I've got some graphics here on the screen to explain what our little lettering system means if you're not familiar. I will put a link in the description down below if you are interested in picking up this book. You can get it from that link. Getting it from there helps out Gaz, helps out us. And stick around to the end of this video where I tell you whether or not I think you should buy, borrow, or bypass this book altogether. Now to the food. So for tonight's dinner, I'm gonna make 2 things out of Gaz's book. The first is this Strawberry Jerk Oyster Mushroom with strawberry Scotch Bonnet dressing. That's a mouthful. And the second thing we're gonna make is this kale apple salad with maple and peanut. So we're gonna have a little bit of heat going on in both the main and the salad, and I'm gonna make some brown rice just to put on the side. I'm aware there isn't like a significant source of protein that I would call, but I've chosen just to let that go and see if anyone complains. First thing we have to do is preheat our oven to 220 degrees Celsius or 425 degrees Fahrenheit, or gas mark 2. And then we're gonna get our cast iron pans getting nice and hot on the stove. And then we're gonna make that jerk sauce. So I keep my peppers in the freezer because you buy them in big packages here in Canada. At No Frills, the store that I shop at mostly, and I don't use them all at once, so I just freeze them and pull them out. And I find the trick to that is that when I pull them out, I just put them on defrost in the microwave for like the lowest setting, and that tends to do it. And I find for these red chilies, which I'm going to use in the next recipe, it almost helps me de-seed them easier because I just cut the top off and I kind of just squeeze the seeds out, as you can see here. It got all of them except for like 2 that I had to deal with. And even the Scotch Bonnet was easy to pull out too. So everything is gonna go inside of here. I got really worried about my fingers touching the Scotch Bonnet. So halfway through, I went and washed them and I turned the camera off and I think I forgot to turn it back on. So I missed putting some of the ingredients in here, but just check out the side and you'll get them all yourself. So let's blend it up beautifully, even though it's really packed inside my magic bullet, and let's give it a try. It says once you've mixed the sauce together to taste it for seasoning. I'm scared. I'm not. I like a little bit of spice. Scotch Bonnet scares me, to be honest. There's heat there for sure. Ooh, that's hot. But it's not crippling. It's delicious though. There's so many flavors in here. It's really good. But it's not, it's really nice. It gets to a certain level of heat and it just kind of lingers. Doesn't keep building yet. So I like that. Strawberries. The strawberry's very faint, but it's there. So now that the sauce is made, we're going to put our portobello mushrooms. I'm using portobello. I don't have big giant oyster mushrooms that I have access to. He said portobellos are fine. He recommends it. So we're gonna sear them on one side. I put a giant pot on top of it and push down to help it push down, press. And we're gonna cook it on one side for 5 minutes and then flip it over and cook on the other side for 5 minutes. And then what we're gonna do is really heavily brush on that jerk paste and then cook it for a few more minutes, flip it over, and then cook it again. And then we're gonna put it into the oven right in the pans. So that's why you need to use cast iron. You need to use something that's oven safe. And we're gonna let that cook for like 10 to 15 minutes. How does he describe it? He says, he also says to put a little bit more on it before you put it in the oven. You're trying to caramelize these mushrooms is what you're trying to do. And allow the mushrooms to char a little bit and get even more tender. Okay, so while that's happening now, we're gonna make our salad, which is really, really simple. What we're gonna do is we're going to roast some peanuts. That's gonna be for the top. So I'm gonna do that in the air fryer, actually. And I'm just gonna do that at like 350 for maybe 5 minutes. And then all of these ingredients, except for the peanut oil, I'm gonna use aquafaba instead. Everything else here is going to go into a little bowl and we're gonna mix that up, including those peppers I already chopped up. And then we're gonna tear the kale into small pieces and then we're going to put the dressing on top of that and massage it. And that's just gonna break it down and make it really, really edible. It's massaging it with our fingers. Make sure your hands are clean. And then for the apple, I'm just gonna use my mandolin here on the smallest setting and get as thin a slice as I can after I cord the apples first. And then we're gonna stir the peanuts and the apples in along with some basil from the garden. This is just regular basil. He says to use Thai basil, so if you got that, go for it.
It's nice. Kind of sweet, kind of spicy.
Whoa.
A little loud, spicy.
Oh!
He's trying to kill me tonight.
That's the spiciest salad I've ever had in my life.
I recommend a lot of rice.
Before we do mushroom, so what do we think of this?
I think it's good, but I would like it less spicy for me.
I would just, you could, it calls a chili pepper that you cut up. I would just say, if you don't like spice at all, just leave the chili pepper out. Scotch Bonnet's hot though. I don't know the exact number, but I think it's like 45,000 Scoville. 35,000? I don't know. Let us know in the comments down below. Actually, I'll put it right here.
I do not want this dinner again. It's not an F, like, it doesn't taste bad. It's way too spicy for me.
It's good flavor. Like, the flavor is really nice. Oh, there is flavor though. Can you, right? Mm-hmm. So if you like spice, this might be an S for you.
Next time you should use peanuts that are not stale.
Noted. Hot tip, guys. When your peanuts get stale, chuck them out. Tips by Wooly. I'm going to give the mushroom like a solid B. I wouldn't make it again. But the sauce, I would use that on like a tofu or something. But not for you, apparently.
I need more rice.
What did you give it? A C?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try the salad first.
Oh, good luck. I mean, just eat some rice with it.
The salad? The salad? Wait, why is salad spicy?
I swallowed it. The rice is the only place to hide in that dish.
Ugh. F.
Really?
I hate it. And it sounds like a B.
I'm gonna add a little piece of mushroom to your plate.
No.
You have to.
If you don't like it, I'm definitely not gonna like it.
Well, why don't you give me your thoughts on the salad first?
It's fine. It's okay. It's vinegary. It's yummy.
What would you give it?
A B. Bye.
Nope, you gotta have this.
No. I don't like it.
What don't you like about it?
It's a mushroom.
So what do you give the mushroom, an F?
Yeah. It's a mushroom.
So tonight for dinner, we're gonna have this hummus and spinach mashed potato with black beans. Annie says yum. Anytime you put potato at the front and center of a meal, Annie's into it.
You're putting hummus in my mashed potatoes?
I'm putting hummus in the mashed potatoes.
No. You can leave some mashed potatoes on the side.
No, we're not leaving mashed potatoes inside because I have the exact amount that I need to make the ratio of the flavors work together. Suck it up, Buttercup. You're getting mashed potatoes. These are the problems of Annie. She'll be fine. Good news, bad news. This recipe wants you to spend at least 90 minutes cooking the beans. Good news is we're not going to do that. Bad news is I definitely messed it up a little bit. I'll explain. The idea is that you soak the beans overnight and you cook them in all these things. We have an Instant Pot, so I just put everything in the Instant Pot. The mistake I made though is I did not put enough liquid in. It cooked almost enough, so we're just putting a little more liquid in and I'm gonna cook it for another 10 minutes. But otherwise, they taste good, they're just a little firm still, a little too firm. So we're gonna cook them a little bit longer. My worry now is I put too much liquid in the second time and we're gonna have to like pull some out to get the right consistency because you keep the liquid in. Anyway, if you have that 90 minutes to spare and you want to do it on the stovetop, you can do that as well. So while that's happening, we're gonna make the mashed potato. And to do that, we're gonna cut up our potato and we're gonna put it in a pot with water and bring it to a boil and leave it for like 10 to 13 minutes, just until the potato is softened. While that's cooking, we're gonna make some infused milk. So we're gonna take the milk and add some onion, garlic, bay leaf, salt, and white pepper. I just use black pepper because I don't have white pepper. Bring that to a simmer and then turn it off and just let the flavors sit there and hang out and infuse while you're doing everything else. Once the potatoes are cooked, you're gonna drain them into a colander and let them steam dry just for a few minutes. Oh, it's the mystical potato. My glasses are all fogged up. And then we're gonna put them into the food processor. We're gonna strain that infused milk into the food processor. And then along with some hummus, he says to use 5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. not gonna do that. I have a little bit of aquafaba left, so I'll use that. I don't think it's quite 5 tablespoons, but that's fine. That'll just be a slightly different texture. And then we're gonna put the spinach in as well, and then we're just gonna blend that up. He says be careful not to over blend as it can turn the potatoes gooey, and we want creamy. And then once the beans are tender and cooked, we're gonna puree about a cup of them into a blender until smooth, and then stir back in and cook for a few more minutes to thicken. I'm just gonna put my immersion blender in once I have enough liquid out of this thing that I think it's right, because I don't wanna make another thing messy. That's how I roll. My one beef with this recipe is the photo. That looks like there's tomatoes in this dish. And that is not an ingredient I see anywhere on this page. It drives me nuts when I see that in cookbooks, when there's like, looks like a very core ingredient is in the picture and it is not in the dish. Anyway, hoping this is good. The beans smell amazing. The kitchen smells phenomenal. All right, how is it, Annie? Thumbs up from Annie.
That's really good.
Yeah?
I love the beans. The spices taste good.
There's mushroom in there.
Yeah, you didn't have to tell me that.
No, it's dried mushroom, but you pull them out after. So you're just getting like
Oh, that's what you took out?
Yeah. But it's good though? So what do you give the beet? I mean, it's one meal all together, so you can rate it all together.
Mm-hmm. I love it. An A.
Yeah? And what do you think about the potatoes?
The potatoes are good. I can't taste the hummus, but it definitely does have an interesting flavor.
These are creamy, and then you're going to ruin it with mustard?
Uh-huh. But I gotta try it first, so I'm just putting it on a corner. Maybe I'll put cheese in it instead.
All right. You did not wait until the camera was rolling?
I like it.
Ooh, the potatoes are crazy good.
I just think there should be some more vegetable.
It needs veg, yeah.
Just a little salad on the side.
Or just some like steamed broccoli or something. Peas would be good in this. Ooh,
It looks fine. It's fine.
that mashed potato is really good.
It's really good.
I don't know how oil would make that better. It tastes so good already. I'm gonna give this like an A+. I don't know if I'd make it a lot because of the time, but if someone else made it, I would eat it so happily.
Make it again!
Annie wants me to make it again. Maybe that is an S.
You could also just use the beans as like taco beans.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do you give it?
I think it's an A. I just would like.
I really like the flavor of the beans.
I think the beans are a winner with all of us.
Yeah, it's like an S.
Ooh.
No, A. I think it's like one more component.
The whole meal?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need some veg. But if you were to have this with like a side salad,
Yes.
I don't rate it because it's missing the veg, because you can always make your own veg in the
No,
side.
I feel like it's just missing something.
Can you pinpoint what that would be?
I don't know. I guess vegetables, yeah.
Just interrupting quickly to do a little shameless self-promotion. Our cookbook is available again in hard copy. So if you missed out on getting a copy before, we have a lot more in stock now. So all you have to do is email me here at the screen and I will send you the information. If you just want a digital download, you can use the QR code that is on the screen. But for those who have been waiting for this, again, it is now available. So, hit me up and I'll tell you how to get one. All right, back to Gaz's recipes. And as if we didn't have enough beans for dinner, we're gonna have this beetroot and black bean brownie. So to start off, you're gonna preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So you gotta do a little bit of work in advance here. You gotta cook your beans, you got to steam some beets and get those ready to go. So I'm using all the ingredients that they've got listed here. The only thing I'm omitting is the oil. I'm gonna use applesauce instead because I don't have enough aquafaba left. That's right, folks. Our aquafaba river that we have flowing through our backyard has dried up, so I have to wait for a chickpea rain, and then we'll have some aquafaba again. So you're gonna blend most of the ingredients into the food processor, and then you're going to mix in the cocoa powder, puree that again, and then you're gonna mix in the hemp seeds, the chia seeds, as well as the chocolate chips, and just fold them around. pour that into an 8x8 pan. I put a little bit of parchment paper underneath just so it doesn't stick. And we're gonna bake that at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. We've made a beet and black bean brownie, I think, in the past, so we'll see how this one stacks up. It's been a while since we had that one. And the only other thing I didn't do to this is he has you putting hazelnuts and pumpkin seeds on top. I just know my kids do not like things on top of their brownies, so I just left it off. And instead, as he recommended, we're gonna melt a little bit of chocolate and then drizzle it over top with some sea salt flakes to finish it off. Here's the one little thing that drives me nuts. So if you look at this image, it's clearly rectangular, and he said to cook in an 8x8 pan. That should be square. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing to me. It makes me go, well, wait a minute.
That's not just an angle.
No, that, like, if you put that all together, it says it makes 9 squares. That looks like twice as many, right? That looks like you could cut that in half again. It looks like it made 12. He says 9. That's a rectangle. I'm just saying, your pictures should match.
He took the picture and then he adjusted the recipe, or he adjusted the recipe. And
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's like, and he might not even have taken this photo, although I think Gaz takes his own photos. Anyway, it's just another little nitpick I have with this cookbook, because it's the second thing I've seen like that where the photo doesn't quite match. Anyway, that's just me being annoying to you. Hi.
Cinnamon in that?
Yeah.
I like it. I like the texture. It's really gooey, which has been hard for us to do sometimes with our brownies. Sometimes they're too thin, not gooey enough. I like it.
What do you give it?
An A.
I know, I also didn't put the seed. It called for seeds and hazelnuts on top too.
To have like a little extra
Hazelnuts will make it so much better.
You don't like nuts on things.
I love hazelnuts.
What kind of sweetener is it?
It's a maple syrup.
I like hazelnuts.
Damn it. All right, well, here, try one.
I already tried some and I hate it.
You hate it?
Well, I don't hate it. I just dislike it. There should not be cinnamon in a brownie.
People like cinnamon and chocolate together.
Nope. Not for a brownie.
Okay. So what do you give it
A C.
A C? Ooh. Wow. That's got a different texture than I've ever had in a plant-based brownie.
It's like a lava cake.
Yeah, it is like a lava cake.
Just a bit undercooked, I think.
You can make it a little firmer,
I
sure.
got beef for me. Still, the best ones are hot as up. The black bean ones that Mom makes.
The black bean ones?
I haven't made in like 4 years.
All right, we'll make them again.
You keep on saying that every time we make brownies. And I keep on saying
Because I don't know if we know the recipe. We made so many different recipes.
not in the book.
Could be. It's good. I'm gonna give it like a B+. I don't think I'd make it again, but it's really good. I wanted to try something other than just the mains in this book because there's so many just staples that he creates. So today we're gonna make this curried courgette relish. Is there another word for zucchini somewhere else in the English-speaking world? I'm curious how many different vegetables have different names in different places. It's just interesting, the history of words. So this seems simple enough. We're gonna cut the heck out of all of our stuff. I love that this also includes apples. That's a lot of fun. Speaking of which, did we eat them? No, we have lots of apples. Don't worry about that. We have lots of apples here. So we're gonna start off by sauteing our onion in, it says oil, but we're not gonna use oil. We're just gonna use nothing. We're gonna, maybe a little bit of water. We'll splash in that. Then we're gonna add in our spices and a bay leaf. Cook for another minute, just letting those spices toast a little bit. I know they're not gonna bloom because we don't have any oil. Dock me points for my review of the recipe, I guess. I don't know, we're not adding oil. It says stir through the courgettes. I'm assuming he means stir in or add in. Maybe that's a fancier way of just saying add them in. Along with the apples, the chilies, the vinegar, raisins. He's calling for brown sugar here. I'm gonna use date sugar or coconut sugar. And then a little bit of the salt. He says to bring to a simmer and allow to bubble away over a low heat for 30 minutes, stirring every now and then. Once the relish is jammy, we're gonna transfer that to a sterilized jar and seal it up. What you doing, Willie?
I'm canning for the first time and I'm scared.
So, based on your limited canning experience, what are you supposed to do?
Well, I think we're supposed to have like a canning pot, but we don't have that. So we're doing it in a low boil of water. Whoa, oh, that's a mess. But it has to be an inch above, and that one jar is, oh my God. That's not how you're supposed to do it.
It's got to be an inch above?
Yeah.
How long do you have to do it for?
Well, it has to bring it to a boil again.
Okay, and then you got to just to a boil and it's
And
done?
No, once it's at a boil, then you do it for like 15 minutes or more than 10 minutes.
And you got to leave a little bit of room in the jar.
Yeah. I think this jar is too tall. I think we should separate into two smaller jars.
It says once it's cool, store in the fridge for up to 3 months. It's great as a condiment on most dishes and in sandwiches. So we're just gonna try it on its own, but we are having tacos tonight. I don't imagine this is gonna go well with it. I'm gonna see how it tastes first, and then we'll figure out how to use this.
Pickles need to be crunchier. Not crunchy enough.
There's no pickles, that's zucchini.
Zucchini? What are we doing then?
It's a zucchini relish.
Says who?
Says the cookbook author.
F.
What? Because it's zucchini? Give me a break.
Yeah, it needs to be crunchy and sour, not.
It's
just meh.
Okay, don't.
That's zucchini as a vegetable. Meh. It just tastes meh. Like the feel of it is meh. It's just all meh.
So you don't like the texture?
I swear. Yeah.
How's the flavor though?
Just dialed down because it's not pickles. It'd be so good if it was pickles. But
Cucumbers,
just,
you mean?
you mean? Oh, you put pickles in relish?
But they're cucumbers.
Yeah, cucumber pickles, same thing.
But what's the difference? Cucumbers aren't necessarily soft either. What do you think, Willie?
Crunchy.
Or not, it's not sour and crunchy, like pickles.
I like that.
It's just meh. Zucchinis are meh.
Well, you're expecting relish. How it just is a flavor?
Meh.
Okay, what do you like?
C.
I like it. I like it today.
Yeah?
It's sweet. It's sour.
What would you put it on?
My taco, a burger, a wrap,
There you go.
a sandwich.
Okay.
Lots of things.
Okay, my turn. That's delicious. You're crazy. That's really, really good. I'm glad I made a ton. As we're seeing family this week, and I just came up with some cheap gifts, courtesy of Willie learning how to can things. I've never made like a relish or anything like this before. So for me, this is a bit of a novelty. I'm gonna be really generous and give it like an A+. I don't know if I'd have it a lot. It's not the kind of thing I'd want all the time, but if it was there, I would really enjoy it.
Cheers. Cheers, big ears.
No.
Why not?
Oh, it's so bad.
What's bad about it?
Spices.
You don't like spices? What about spices, Annie?
Ugh. I don't know what the spices are in there.
I said, what's wrong with spices? Okay, what do you rate it?
F.
Wow. All right, put it in the fridge.
For dessert tonight, I want to make this carrot and clementine set custard. So this is the kind of thing that is gonna look super duper fancy, but I think it's actually gonna be easier to make than it looks like it is. I'm gonna make my own carrot juice just because I have a juicer that was given to us by a company last year, and I don't get to use it nearly as much. And the only way you can buy carrot juice is in giant jugs, and I don't think we'd use that much. So we're gonna add the carrot juice and the orange juice, some saffron, cinnamon, and maple syrup to a small saucepan. We're gonna put that over medium heat and bring it to a gentle simmer. That's gonna let the saffron infuse with the juice and bring out the loveliness of the saffron. It says about 10 minutes in, it all should reduce by about a quarter, so that's what we're aiming for here. Meanwhile, we're gonna heat most of the coconut milk into a separate saucepan over medium heat, and he says just to reserve a little bit because we're gonna stir some agar into that coconut milk that's just on the side. And we're gonna stir that until it's nice and dissolved. Once that coconut milk in the pan is nice and hot, we're gonna stir in about a quarter of the orange syrup and strain out the cinnamon stick. It says this should make the color like a nice golden orange. After that, we're gonna add the agar mixture to the custard and stir continuously until the mixture simmers for a few minutes, which is gonna activate the agar and help to set the custard. So I've been stirring this for more than a few minutes continuously now, and the agar is not thickening it up yet. Although I always remember when I've done it in the past, it just kind of like clicks in at one point. So fingers crossed. I used all the right ratios, I think. Because he also just says, save a little bit of this, save a little bit of that. So it's hard to know exactly how much of it to save. But I think I did it right. Which means I probably didn't, because you know me. Once that mixture is combined and thickened a little bit, we're gonna remove the pan from heat. We're gonna pour into probably 4 individual molds, and then it says to put them into, it says to cover them with plastic wrap. I don't think we have any plastic wrap, so ours may get a little skin on it. We're gonna put those in the fridge to let them set for 3 hours. And while those are setting, we're gonna gently toss some clementine segments into the rest of that syrup. So you gotta segment some clementines. I'll show you here how you do that. You basically just cut along the little pithy thing, the membrane, is that what it's called? You know what's fun about segmenting clementines? Nothing. It sucks. I don't like it. Anyway, I've done one of them. I have a sneaking suspicion that I did not boil down the orange liquid enough before combining it with the rest, which is maybe why it wasn't thickening well. I did it more here. I reduced it more here to make this syrup. I think I might have reduced it too much, but it'll be fine. It's just meant to be like a little accent on top. My thought is, worst case scenario, it'll still set into something in the fridge. Worst case, we're having like a pudding version of this. Once the custards are set, you're gonna remove them from molds. You're gonna put just a little knife or something around the edges to help pop them out. It says if they need a little encouragement, you can dip the molds into a bowl of hot water for a few seconds to help loosen the custard. That's a good tip. What the heck, man? What? How? What the? Look, watch this. I did. It's all been lifted. It all comes out. Watch. I put this on. Oh, it finally came out. It says to then serve with the clementine segments and a drizzle of that syrup. And some carrot tops if you want. I don't have any carrot tops because I'm using baby carrots to make the juice. It says the custard shouldn't be firm like a Jell-O. If it is, next time reduce the amount of agar slightly. Let's see how I do with the old texture game. Nope. Let's try it.
It smells like cinnamon.
Yeah, there's cinnamon in it.
But it's carrot and clementine.
You always complain that things are too plain, and then whenever they're like have complicated flavors, you go,
Well, I haven't tried it yet, so I can't complain.
that's true.
It's good. That's really good.
If he likes it.
A-.
Wow. Oh, it's nice. It like builds the flavor. It's simple, but then it just keeps on building. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I don't taste the carrot. The carrot's very kind of minor, if there at all. But it's a nice texture. And that sauce is nice. This is nice, and it looks really fancy. And it wasn't really that hard to do, especially if you don't have to make your own carrot juice from scratch. Yeah, this isn't the kind of dessert I'd necessarily want all the time. But this is the kind of thing that I would make if people were coming over and I wanted to impress them, but didn't want to have to work that hard. Because it takes a little extra effort, but nothing crazy. This is an A.
That's good. Tastes like almond.
Yeah, there's no almond in it.
Really?
No, it's coconut milk. There's saffron.
That's really nice. Very flavorful. I give it an A.
Are you from like that?
Yeah. Why don't you like it? It tastes like almond.
I don't know how to feel about it.
You keep eating it.
I keep eating the top.
Oh, so you like the topping.
The top's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know about the pudding.
No?
No. I like the pudding.
Okay.
Now, before I tell you what my final thoughts are on Gaz's book, I'd like to just give a quick hello to some of you who said hello to us in the comments down below. Rebecca from Mannheim, Germany. Judith from Western Kansas. Cindy from Homedale, New Jersey, Angela in Holly, Michigan, Cherie in Meridian, Ohio, Deaf Dreamer from TikTok in Eastern Washington, Nathan from Nanaimo, BC, Cynthia from Lake Tapps, Washington, Maria from Winslow, Arizona, Crystal from Edmonton, Alberta, and Angela from, you didn't actually tell me where you're from, but I know where you're from on the internet, and that is our Mighty Network, which is our membership. It's a group of like-minded individuals who they share recipes, they ask questions, get questions answered, and they get some other perks like the ones that are up here on the screen. And the best thing of all is that you get access to that for the price of a crappy cup of coffee a month. So if you want to join us over there, you can use the code on the screen, but also there's a link in the description down below. All right, so now what were our final thoughts on Plant to Plate? So I didn't want to say this up front, but my wife's initial reaction to this book was that it made her feel tired. And she's someone who likes homesteading. I think the challenge with a book like this is that it can feel very, very overwhelming for people who just want to get into the kitchen and make something delicious quickly. So if you're that kind of person, this book might be terrifying for you. That said, here's the thing you have to understand is that Gaz is a wizard when it comes to flavor. And if you were to ask me if I just would recommend you eating Gaz's food at all, that would be 100% recommendation every day, all day long. And while not every recipe is going to be to everyone's sensibility and flavor profile, you can't deny that his cooking is packed with flavor. If you're a home cook and you just want super duper quick, easy, fast recipes and you're not overly adventurous, this might be a pass for you. But if you're the kind of person who has, even a moderate amount of cooking skills and you're looking to maybe even upgrade those a little bit or try some techniques you haven't done before, this book is at the very least a solid borrow because there's just so much information in here and it's fascinating, and it's going to give you like spice pairings and ways to use herbs and other things that you might not have done before. Like for example, but I haven't really cooked with, spicy peppers a lot because the idea scares me. But the way he used it here by just, putting it inside of the sauce and then pulling it out, that was kind of a game changer for me. And so I'm going to be experimenting with peppers a lot more going forward, especially now that our kids are older and they're kind of into spice a little bit. So, just for me, someone who cooks from cookbooks a lot, as you know, this was a book that, added some more skills to my toolkit. So I'd say generally speaking, if you are a foodie, if you are, the kind of person who likes homesteading, this book is probably a straight up buy. But otherwise, it's definitely a borrow because it's just so well written. It's made with such care and love that it's an absolute borrow if you just like food or Gaz at all. It's definitely I recommend picking it up from the library or getting your hands on a copy, however you can. Really, really wonderful, beautiful stuff. And Gaz is just such a beautiful soul. If I ever get over to his part of the world, it would be like a dream for me to just like wander through his country place. So Gaz, hit me up if you ever want me to pop by and you can cook for me in your kitchen. That would be a fever dream for me. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button so YouTube can share this with other people and trigger that wonderful algorithm of theirs. And obviously subscribe for more videos like this. And since you're still hanging out right now, YouTube has this one all queued up for you in case you're in binge mode, which I know some of you are. Are you binging us right now? Thanks.